Okay, dear students, in the last class we have finished 7.7 exercise. Okay, now see, we want to tackle the 7.8 concepts and we will start exercise also in this class only. 7.8 concept is definite integral as the limit of sums. Okay, see, definite integral, but limit of sums is different. 7.8 exercise completely on limit of sums. Definite integrals we also can do in some other process, but that process we will discuss afterwards. According to 7-point exercise or 7-point concept, 7.8 concept, definite integral we have to understood by limit of sums. Limit of sums. What is this concept and all we will understand now. Okay. See, let me write formula, or else we will see first graph. We will see. Definite integral. What is definite integral first? See, earlier normal integral we have done. Whatever may be the integral, you see, x square dx is equal to x cube by 3 plus c we were writing. Why? Because this is not definite. This is called indefinite integral. Because of indefinite, that is why we were writing c constant. But definite integral, we will not write this constant. Another thing, definite integral, they will give some limits, lower limit, upper limit, like this integral. This is called limit. Anyway, we are giving limit heading also. Lower limit, upper limit. Always lower limit will be written at the bottom, upper limit will be at the top of this integration symbol, elongated s. Okay. Okay. Let us understand first what is definite integrals and all. What we have to understand. In definite integrals, limits will be there, lower limit and upper limit, one thing. And second thing, in indefinite integrals, plus c will not come. Why? Because see, constant we were adding in indefinite integral. See, when definite integral came, then that earlier word became indefinite integral. Or else integral means integrals, that's all. Afterwards, definite integral has come. Okay, see. Let us understand this concept by a graph. I am drawing the graph, you observe carefully. Okay, this is x-axis and y-axis, and we are drawing one graph. Sir, one curve we are drawing, one curve. That curve may be like y is equal to f of x. See, this is the curve. What is this curve? This curve is a function y is equal to f of x. This is a function. This curve is there. As per this function, this curve has become. Okay. Okay. Now x-axis, y-axis, origin and all, you know. Input on x-axis, output. Y is output. F of x on y-axis we are showing normally. That we know. Okay. See, here we are considering area under the curve. See, this is the curve. Bottom, that means under the curve. This area we are going to find. That area is equivalent to this integral, limit of sums. Okay, we will see what is this under concept. See, from here to here we are going to find the area, like we think first. A, B. Both are x only. You see, we are writing on x-axis means these are x. X means input. These are y. Y means output. Okay? Okay. X may be x is equal to A also. You understand carefully. X is equal to A also. X is equal to B also. Okay? This is lower limit. This is upper limit. But we want to find entire this area under the curve. Okay? See, broadly I am marking this curve in four what we can say numbers or numerals. See what I am writing: A, B, C, D. Okay, A, B, C, D is the curve. Sorry, area under the curve. A, B, C, D is the area under the curve. Say A, B, C, D is equal to area under the curve. This curve area we have to find, but how we are finding, you observe carefully. We are making a finite minute particles, or else we can say a small portion is H. That means what we have to understand, see, this area has been divided a small portion. That portion shall we call interval? Okay. Then I am writing interval also. One by one concept you understand. Here what I am writing. All words I am writing. Interval. Interval is what? You see, A to B we are finding. A is closed interval or open interval? Closed interval. Then you put closed interval. B is closed interval or open interval? Closed interval. Then you put B also. That means, see, interval. That means interval is A to B. In between A to B interval, we are finding the area of this curve. Okay? Okay. Normal interval only, input only interval. Output will be function f of x. In x place, we are going to go A and we are going to go B. Like we have to think. Why? Because this, or rather, we can say domain and the range will come. Like that also we can think. Okay. See, this is interval, but this interval I am splitting in different parts. Okay, splitting in different parts. You see what I am writing? This is a each interval splitting interval into n number of parts. N number of parts. You have to observe carefully here. N number of parts I am splitting this. What you can say? Curve area under the curve. See, each part is having how much interval? Each part interval is equal to h. That means one part is h. Like that, several parts. How many number of parts? N number of parts I have splitted. N number of parts I have splitted. And each one I am going to measure the area. Why? Because see here, this is not a straight line. If it is a straight line, there is no change, rate of change. Then we know, we don't discuss even in differentiation or integration if straight line is there. Okay, constant line. Whatever you give the input but output is constant, that is called constant function. Constant function doesn't have any change, doesn't have any rate of change, doesn't have differentiation, then doesn't have integration also. Integration first we learn like anti-derivative. Now we are seeing integration like area under the curve also. Okay, now concept. Okay, you see, if it is a straight line, then we did not discuss that area and all we know very well. That will be like what we can say, rectangle, square, whatever it may be. But that we are not learning here. Different profile, curve profile we have taken. That is why we are discussing here. Okay, see this portion at each area length. Or see this x input will be interval same. Why? Because see, you are giving h means h interval will be same. But what about this y? Y is different. Why? Because see, this curve is not having a straight line. Different lengths will be there. Why? Because let us assume this as breadth and this is length. Why? Because bigger one we are calling normally as length, smaller one or less width or breadth we are calling. See, breadth may be constant, input may be constant for each interval, but output length is different. Why? Because see, height is making a difference because of the profile of the curve. That is because of profile of curve. Okay? Each part interval will be h means you understand first interval x0 will be a here. This may be x0 and this may be xn. Why? Because number of parts we have called n parts means x0 to xn we have made. Okay, initial part will be x0 and last line will be xn. Okay, see what about after x0 x1 will come. What is this x1? You imagine first what will be a plus h. That's all. That will be a plus h. A plus h, yes. Why? Because see, we have splitted the interval into n number of parts. Each part is having h interval. Okay, h is the interval. That means x0 is a means x1 will be a plus h. Then what about x2? A plus h, or else we can say a plus 2h. That's all. Okay. Then you tell me what about xn? See, x1 means a plus 1 into h. x2 means a plus 2 into h. Why? Because this notation into multiplication. xn means what will happen? A plus nh. Is it okay? Okay, but we know that a is equal to x0, a is equal to x0, and also b is equal to xn. Then x0 is equal to a. Okay, sorry, x0 I have read. Okay, x0 will be a. See what is logic here. Xn you also can write as b. Then b is equal to a plus nh. Can I write like this? Definitely I can write. If this is the case, what about nh? B minus a, shall I write like this? I am sending a this side, b minus a. Okay. If this is correct, then what about interval h is equal to b minus a by n? Is it correct? Definitely correct. Then what about n is equal to b minus a by h? Is it correct? This is also correct. Why? Because you are sending h, n this side and h going to be in denominator. Okay. See, here you have to understand. Here h interval, if you think this entire portion, this will be upper limit, this will be lower limit, then b minus a by h. Okay, like that you also can derive. Okay, you see here how many number of intervals are there? N number of intervals are there. Okay, now what we have to see here, the formula. This area you understand carefully. This area again I am putting C small dots here. Okay, see A B C D over E F G H I am writing E F G H. Okay, E F G H. What is E F G F? E F G H is a rectangle. Okay, I am writing here. You see E F G H. See A B C D area we are talking. E F G H is rectangle. Okay, I am putting comma. Okay, now you see again I am putting one more here. E F G H is there, but I also is there, this point. Okay, like a triangle here. Okay, then I am telling, rather than E F G H, I am telling I E G H. Say I E G H. What is I E G H? You tell me now. Simple, rectangle plus triangle, that's all. Why? Because see, EFGH is a rectangle, EFGH plus EFI, rectangle plus triangle, write down. EFGH, IEGF, not IEGH, IEGH. IEGH is a rectangle plus triangle, write down. Rectangle plus triangle. Okay? Okay. See what I am doing now. I am making one parallel line to this x-axis and meeting this here. Then I am putting it as J, this point. Okay? What is that point? If you observe carefully, I am enlarging here, you see that portion. This portion I am enlarging here. You see here. See, this is E, this is F, this is I, this is J. Okay? See, GH, EF is a rectangle, but IEGH is a rectangle plus triangle. Now I am taking IJGH. That you understand. IJ, GH. IJGH is what? Rectangle plus triangle plus triangle. I am writing this. Rectangle plus triangle plus triangle. Okay? Observe carefully here. Logic is here. Even though it is an integration, but that nothing is there. Just logic simply. This is area, that's all. Length into breadth we are making. With each interval separate. See, one interval length and breadth multiply, that is going to become area. Another interval length and breadth multiply, that is going to become another area. Like that, to each interval area we are finding that whole parts of areas we are making as a sum and applying limit. See, we have to apply limit also. Even in differentiation also, if you don't apply limit, differentiation will not come. Derivative. Here also in integration, We are adding all the areas, but finally we are applying limit. Then that is going to be called as a definite integral. Why? Because see, why it has become definite? Because we are limiting upper limit and lower limit. A is lower limit, B is upper limit. Why A is lower? Why? Because it is smaller. Why B is higher limit? Because it is bigger than A. Okay? That is why we are calling it as lower limit and upper limit. This area. Okay? You see now, this is rectangle only, but here rectangle plus triangle is there, but here rectangle plus triangle plus triangle. 3 areas are there. Okay? Which is bigger? That is bigger. Which is smaller? In between, this is smaller. Which is still smaller? Least. This is least. See how I am showing this. Area of EFGH is less than area of IEGH. Is it correct? IEGH, yes, correct. This is also less than area of IJGH. You understand now? Okay? This is exactly correct. Why? Because see, area of only rectangle is always less than area of that rectangle, same rectangle plus triangle. Area of rectangle plus triangle is less than the same area of rectangle plus another triangle. Okay? See, now what we are going to do? Here, if you make H as 0, see, all this is this analogy, less than analogy is dependent on H only. Because if H is not there, then only one single line will come. When one single line comes, automatically all areas will be trying to make equal. I cannot say equal. Why? Because we are trying it. See, H tends to 0. I am writing, you see. H tends to 0. Then all these 3 areas of all above 3 tends to equal. I can say tends to equal. Why? Because this tends to you have to apply the word. H tends to 0 implies, or H tends to 0 results areas of all above tends to equal. Is it correct or not? Same thing we are going to do. Why? Because you have to add all the areas, sigma, sum, then apply H tends to 0. When you apply H tends to 0, that is going to become definite integral, or else area under the curve. Okay? That is going to become area under the curve. Okay? This is the concept here. Okay. Now first you tell me how you are going to find this each areas. Simple. Why? Because see, first portion is what there? First portion is like, you see what I am writing. First portion is x0 and x1 minus x0. Is it okay? Why? Because x0 afterwards, next x1 will come. And what will be the length? Length will be y. What is y here? F of x. That means see, x into f of x will be the area. X into f of x will be the, what is x? X may be a or x0 or something, some portion, or h we can say rather. Okay? Or else we can say this as h into f of x. Is it okay? That means, see, broadly I want to say h into f of x. Why? Because see, if you take a and b only, then b minus a will be h, that's all. Okay? B minus a will be h. Because you have splitted several parts, that is why b minus a divided by n has come. B minus a divided by n has come because of this interval. Number of parts you have made. Or else if it is only single part, n is 1. If it is a single part, there is no division, then n is 1. If n is 1, automatically h will be b minus a, that's all. That means b minus a is h. If you presume n is 1, then automatically if you want area, see, I am writing here area. Then this h into height. What is the height? Height will be function y is equal to f of x. X into y. That means broadly speaking x into y will be the area, that's all. Okay? Then how to write this in a formula based question? See, we are making area, but how we are going to see area how find, that is okay, but how can you say that this is the integral? Whenever you apply limit of these sums, then that is going to be called as definite integral. Okay, one thing. Second one, see, limit of sums. Here theoretically we are telling that n is 1, but practically these portions are several number of portions are there. That is why you have to consider each and every portion. Okay, a plus h, a plus 2h, a plus 3h, a plus nh, a plus n minus h. Okay, like that you have to apply, and you have to apply this also, f of x or something like. Okay, then only this is going to give the total area, and that should be limited. H tends to 0. Okay, now you tell me, if h tends to 0, what will be n? I am writing here, if h tends to 0, n tends to infinity. Is it okay or not? You tell me. Why? Because see, h and n are both inversely proportional. H is inversely proportional to n, n is inversely proportional to h. When h tends to 0, h why you are making 0, h tends to 0 we are making, why we want to equal the areas. Okay? If h is going to become 0, then automatically n is going to become infinity. That concept is also very important. Why? Because see, we are going to find two formulae. One according to h tends to 0, another one according to n tends to infinity. Okay? Both formulae are required for us. Okay? Now see what I am doing. I am keeping this graph, but I am rubbing some portion here, top of this portion. I am writing that formula. That, see, there is no derivation how it has come and not required. Simply you understand the formula. Okay? See what I am writing now here. Understand it carefully. That's all. Okay? Okay. See, integral a to b f of x dx is equal to, see, earlier integral f of x dx was there. F of x means any function we can write, and with respect to x or with respect to t or whatever it may be, we are going to d theta or whatever it may be, we were doing earlier integration. Okay? Now also same, but what is the difference? Now lower limit, upper limit have come. That is why this is going to be called as definite integral. Okay? When this is going to become definite integral, you see logic, areas we have already told. Okay? You see what I am writing here. Observe carefully. Limit h tends to 0. Okay? H tends to 0. Then this h tends to 0 what? Area. What is area? Interval. See, why we have written only one h? Because each h is same. That is why one h we have written, and completely number of, see here, h is not changing. H length is same wherever you go, but y length is changing. That is why y different y's we are writing. You see what I am writing? F of a, first one, small one. Okay? Then finally this is f of b. Okay, see, I am going to change. First you understand. F of a to f of b. But is these two? No. See, several are there. See how I am writing. F of a plus f of a plus h plus f of a plus 2h. Okay? You see, plus dash 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 plus f of a plus n minus 1 into h. This is the formula. Okay? What are these f of a, f of n? See, f of a means this is y only. F of x or f of a means these are y only. Y, number of y's into h. Okay? We are multiplying. This is the area. This area is limiting. Limit also we are applying. Limit h tends to 0 into h. This is the formula for definite integral as the limit of sums. Okay? See here. This how it has come under, nobody asks you in examination. You have to understand it carefully, that's all. Simple logic. First forget about limit h tends to 0. What will be the area? Area will be the length and breadth, or breadth and length. If breadth you have made equal intervals of h, then h only you take. But what are the different lengths? F of a plus h, f of a plus 2h, that f of a plus n minus 1 into h. Those you write, multiply with h. This is going to become area, okay. But this is ordinary area, then why should it come under definite integrals? Yes, when you apply limit h tends to 0, then it is going to become definite integral, that's all. Okay, this is the simplest form of explanation I have given to you, this concept. Okay, now also I have told that you have to remember too, h tends to 0 and n tends to infinity. Same thing if it comes to if I want to write in n terms, n tends to infinity. You see how I am writing. Okay, you observe carefully how I am writing. Limit n tends to infinity. Why? Because see, whenever h tends to 0, n tends to infinity. I have already told you. N tends to infinity. Then what about this formula? You see, b minus a by h is n. That means this h you are replacing with b minus a by n. But b minus a is constant. Then I am taking outside. B minus a. I have taken outside. What about b minus a I have taken means 1 by n will come. 1 by n into, see h will not be there then. Why? Because h replaced by b minus a by n. B minus a by n. Okay, limit n tends to infinity. Okay, see, when h tends to 0, you have to write h here and this is same. Remember, this is same. But when n tends to infinity, then b minus a by n you have to write, but inside y is same. Why? Why? Because this is x, h we have replaced, x we have replaced. This is same. F of a plus f of a plus h plus f of a plus 2h plus dash plus f of a plus n minus 1 into h. Understand now? Okay? F of a plus n minus 1 into h. N minus 1 into h. This is the logic. Okay? A is separate. N minus 1 into h you have to make. Then you have to add to a. H add to a. 2h added to a. N minus 1 into h added to a. Like that you have to understand. Both formulae are very important. Both formulae are required. Take these formulae. Directly we go to 7.8 exercise. We will try to do 3 questions or 2 questions in this class. And we have to apply these 2 formulae only. Okay? See, nothing is there. Everything is in front of you only. H is what? Interval. H tends to 0, then only this is going to become definite integral. Why? Because areas are going to become equal like. Okay? In differentiation also we have made it h tends to 0. Delta x tends to 0. Delta x also there in x coordinate only. Here also h also on x coordinate only. Okay? That you have to make equal to 0 or tends to 0. Okay? Then what about this area? Simply x into y. X is constant or same, not constant. X is same, h interval. That is why we have made. Okay, what about these intervals? These intervals A to B closed intervals. A is a lower limit and B is upper limit. Okay, because we are dealing with the limits. This is the concept of definite integral as the limit of sum. Okay, let us go for exercise 7.8. Okay. See exercise 7.8. Evaluate the following definite integrals as limit of sums. See, whenever they ask you to do definite integrals as limit of sums, then only this procedure you have to follow. This is a lengthy procedure, what we have explained earlier. This is a lengthy procedure. It takes time. Normally for small number of marks, these questions are not going to ask. Limit of sums. Limit of sums are going to be asked for higher number of marks. Okay? Whenever higher number of marks, definite integral comes, normally they ask limit of sums, then you have to apply this procedure. Or else another method is there, we will discuss afterwards. That will be very simpler and it takes less time. Okay. See, they have given integral a to b x dx. Here lower limit is a, upper limit is b, like standard. F of x is x. I am writing this. What? All we will write first. Here lower limit f of x is equal to x. Okay. And a will be a, comma b will be b. This is standard. Okay. Now you see, this you have to compare with integral a to b f of x dx. Okay, we are comparing. F of x is x, b is b only, a is a only. Okay, that is okay. But we have to write h and r. See how I am writing. H also we have to write. H, what is h? H is equal to b minus a by n. Okay, but here b is b, a is a, means the same thing is going to happen. B minus a by n means b minus a by n. That's all. Here also. Okay, and then what about n? N is equal to b minus a by h. N is equal to b minus a by h. H is equal to b minus a by n. Okay, this all data we have written. Okay, now you tell me what else required? Definitely. Why? Because see, f of a you required, f of a plus h you required, f of a plus 2h you required, f of a plus n minus 1 into h also you required. Those data also we write, but what data you require, how do we know? We first write formula. You see what I am writing this? Integral a to b f of x dx is equal to, formula I am writing. See, for first question, two formula I am writing, or else even for remaining questions also I am going to write. Let us understand the two formulae, because two formulae I have written earlier, on the basis of h and on the basis of n also. Okay. Okay. You see what I am writing? First formula, limit h tends to 0, h into f of a plus f of a plus h plus f of a plus 2h plus dash 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 plus f of a plus n minus 1 into h. Okay, so n minus 1 into h you have to add to a. This is the formula, one formula in terms of h. Okay, but we know h is equal to b minus a by n, but b minus a is constant, that is why I am taking out. Okay, you see what I am writing now. Now b minus a I have taken, and 1 by n. H I am replacing it. Okay, limit and see I am not writing first this 1 by n. 1 by n. Okay, that means h we have replaced with b minus a by n. B minus a divided by n. When it comes in terms of h, h tends to 0. When it comes in terms of n, then n tends to infinity. Why? Because when h tends to 0, n tends to infinity. H tends to 0, n tends to infinity. Something by 0, if tends to, then n is also going to tends to infinity. Okay, that is what we have written. Remaining this is same. See, once again I am writing f of a plus f of a plus h plus f of a plus 2h plus dash 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 plus f of a plus n minus 1 into h. Okay, this formula is same. Now according to this formula, h, n you are having already, but you require f of a plus, like that. These are all you require. Let us write one by one. See what I am writing now. F of a I am finding. See, f of a is equal to in place of x you have to keep a. Then in place of x if you keep a, then a will come. F of a will be a. Why? Because f of x is x, means f of a will be a. That's all. Okay. Now what about f of a plus h? In place of x you are keeping a plus h. Then a plus h only will come. X keep x. A plus h means a plus h. That means a plus h. Okay. Then what about f of a plus 2h? A plus 2h, that's all. Then what about f of a plus n minus h? N minus 1h? Simple. A plus n minus 1 into h. You understand now? Okay? Then what we are going to do? Then you substitute in this formula, second formula. Okay, first formula you write, and based on the first formula you are going to change. Once you accustom, see only 6 questions are there. You write two formula, that is not wrong. Okay? Why? Because this is anyway you are not going to change same. Only this you are going to change. H is equal to b by a, b minus a by n. That's all. But when you write in terms of h, you have to write h tends to 0. When you write in terms of n, 1 by n, you have to write n tends to infinity. Okay? Okay. Write down. Now let us go. That is equal to limit. See, b minus a. What is b minus a? B minus a is b minus a. That's all. B minus a you write. Okay. limit n tends to infinity also you write, 1 by n also you write. Now goes on, you keep f of a, okay, plus f of a plus h, okay, plus f of a plus 2h, okay, plus dash, plus f of a plus n minus 1 into h, a plus n minus 1 into h. Is it okay? Definitely okay. Okay. Now, see, outside you keep like this only, but inside some calculation you have to do. See, unless you have some knowledge of sequences and series, because sequence and series addition knowledge, you are not able to do this. But even though I am telling those formulae, but you have to keep in your mind. Okay. Let us proceed. That is equal to b minus a into limit n tends to infinity 1 by n. Okay, you see, in each portion a is there, a plus a plus a plus a plus a plus. How many times? N times. Why? Because n intervals already we have discussed while dealing this formula. N times a number is there, a is there, that means total how it is going to become n into a. See, 1, 10 times if you write 10 into 1, 10. A, 10, n times if you write n into a, that's all. Write down n. See, after Na, then what is going to left? H. Write down H plus 2H plus 3H plus dash plus n minus 1 into H. Is it okay? Okay. See what I am going to do. I am going to rub some portion. Please pause and note down. Okay. I am going to rub this top portion afterwards. Okay. Okay, now observe carefully what I am doing. See, inside only still calculation is there. Outside I am keeping like this only. You see, that is equal to b minus a into limit n tends to infinity into 1 by n. Na is there, okay. See now, h plus 2h plus 3h plus everything h is there, but if you observe carefully, h is common here. H is common. H. Then I want to take h as common. Okay. Plus h I have taken common. If I take h, what is going to happen? 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus dash plus n minus 1. Why? Because h already we have taken out. 1h, 2h, 3h, n minus 1 into h. Same thing is there. You understand now? Now you see, now this series you have to find the sum of the series. See what is that formula I am writing. Okay? See, that is equal to b minus a into limit n tends to infinity 1 by n into na plus h into see, this is like n into n minus 1 by 2. Okay, sum of this formula, see, after h, this formula n into n plus 1, n minus 1 by 2. Okay, last term is n minus 1. Okay, see, if this is the case, then what you have to do, you have to send this 1 by n inside. See why I am sending n by n, 1 by n inside. That is equal to b minus a into limit n tends to infinity 1 by n. Sorry, 1 by n will not be there outside. I am sending inside. 1 by n, if it goes inside automatically, n and n going to get cancelled, it will be a plus h by 2. H by 2 I am taking here. Okay, h by 2 I have taken. N is there, this n going to get cancelled. That means h by 2 into n minus 1. Until here, do you understand? Okay, until here, do you understand? Then what I am going to do, h also I am replacing. H how can you replace? B minus a by n. That's all. Okay, I am replacing. See, I am going to remove up to this red color portion. Okay, please note down. Okay, See now that is equal to b minus a into limit n tends to infinity. Now 1 by n is not there, we have already sent inside. You see what is happening here, a plus I am replacing h. See how I am replacing, observe carefully, b minus a by n into n minus 1 by 2. See what happened, these two I have taken denominator of this and h I have replaced with b minus a by n. Okay, you see what happened now. See, h you have replaced, that is why it has come here. Now this n also I am sending this denominator of this n minus 1 by n. Okay, see what is going to happen. That is equal to b minus a into limit n tends to infinity a plus a plus b minus a by 2 denominator, this n minus 1 by n. You understand this? Why? Because this n I have given this. Why? Because here a multiplication is there. You can send here also. Why? Because this is 2n, that's all. Okay? If it goes denominator of n minus 1, automatically n by n minus 1 by n. That is only you require. You write down. That is equal to b minus a into limit n tends to infinity a plus b minus a by 2 into 1 minus 1 by n. Why? Because n by n is 1 minus 1 by n is 1 by n. Okay? Now you apply this limit. N tends to infinity. See, when n tends to infinity, automatically 1 by n tends to 0. That's all. Okay? When n tends to infinity, 1 by n tends to 0. Why? Because 1 by 0 tends to infinity, 1 by infinity tends to 0. 1 by 0 tends to infinity, tends to 1 by 0 tends to infinity, automatically 1 by infinity tends to 0. Okay, here 1 by n means 1 by infinity. In place of n you are going to substitute to infinity, then automatically 1 by infinity tends to 0. 1 minus 0 it is going to happen. That's what I wanted to say. Okay, see what is going to happen here. That is equal to b minus a into, now I am applying limit. When you apply limit, automatically limit n tends to infinity will not come. Directly inside you have to write a plus b minus a divided by 2 into 1 minus 0. You understand this step? 1 by n has become 0 because limit is not there. Now limit you have sent inside. Wherever n is there, there only this limit goes. Here this area limit n is not there. Here only n is there. That is why 1 by infinity goes to 0. Okay. Now I am going to remove remaining also. Okay. Okay. See, that is equal to b minus a into a plus b minus a by 2. Why? Because 1 minus 0 is 1. 1 into b minus a by 2 is b minus a by 2. That's all. Okay. Close. Now you see, you cross multiply b minus a into 2a plus b minus a whole divided by 2. 2a plus b minus a whole divided by 2. Okay, is it okay? Okay. Now 2 minus a, 2a minus a, b minus a into b plus a whole divided by 2. Is it okay? First you see, denominator 2 will be like that only. 2a minus a plus b or b plus a both are same. B minus a is there, that is why b plus a I have written. Now you tell me what is going to happen. B minus a plus b into a minus b, like b plus a into b minus a, b square minus a square. That's a right one. That is equal to b square minus a square divided by 2. This is b, not 6. Okay. B square minus a square by 2. This is the answer. Okay. Take this, we will go for next question. You see, what if we do with a different method? You see, integral a to b x dx is equal to, normally x square by 2 will come, but these limits also you have to apply a to b. Okay, b you apply minus a you apply. You see what I am writing? B if you apply automatically B square by 2 minus A you apply A square by 2, that is equal to 2 is LCM B square minus A square. You see within fraction of seconds we are going to get answer with a different method, but this method we should not apply. When a limit of sums, if they ask you how to apply this method only, this method takes time and this method gives marks also. Okay, let us go for second question. See the second question, integral 0 to 5, lower limit is 0, upper limit is 5, x plus 1 dx. This you have to write. Okay. See, as usual, first let us write standard formula. I am putting comma. Standard formula is a to b f of x dx. Then this will be, say, limit, shall I write direct second formula, b minus a into limit n tends to infinity 1 by n into f of a plus f of a plus h plus dash 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 plus f of a plus n minus 1 into h. Okay, this is the formula. Okay, based on this formula, what are all you require? A, B you require. See here, A is 0 right now. A equal to 0, comma B equal to 5. This is very important. Okay. What about H and N? That also you write. That means H is equal to B minus A by N, comma H is equal to 5 minus 0, 5 by N. When H is equal to 5 by N, automatically N will be 5 by H. Okay, A is 0, that is why 5 minus 0 I have not written, directly 5 by n I have written. Okay, this one. Okay, now you require f of a plus h, f of a plus 2h, like that 2, 3 you have to take at least. Let us take f of a is equal to f of 0. Why? Because a is 0. F of 0 means what will happen? 0 plus 1. In x plus 0 plus 1, that is equal to 1. That means f of 0 is equal to 1. Sorry, f of a is equal to 1. F of a is equal to 1. That you have to note down. Okay. Then f of a plus h, write down. F of a plus h, that is equal to f of 0 plus h. That means f of h. Because a is 0, f of h. That is equal to f of h means, see, in place of x you have to keep h. But what is h? H is 5 by n. Write down. That means f of 5 by n. 5 by n. That means, see, that is equal to 5 by n plus 1. 5 by n plus 1. Okay. F of a plus h value 5 by n plus 1. And we will take f of a plus 2h also. F of a plus 2h. That is equal to f of 2h. Why? Because a is 0. F of 2h. That is equal to f of 2 into h is what? 5 by n. That is equal to, see, 2 into 5 by n plus 1, write down. 2 into 5 by n plus 1. Okay. One more you have to write, last one. F of a plus n minus 1 into h. Write down that also. F of a plus n minus 1 into h. See, logic is here, n minus 1 into h you have to add to a. Okay. See, a is 0. Naturally, what is going to become? F of n minus 1 into h only it is going to become. N minus 1 into h. But h is having 5 by n. That means, see, f of n minus 1 into 5 by n you are giving. But what is the result? That is equal to n minus 1 into 5 by n plus 1, x plus 1. This is f of a plus n minus 1 into h value, n minus 1. You see, if you observe carefully, f of a is 1, okay. But f of a plus h is 5 by n plus 1. 5 by n plus 1, this you have to observe. 5 by n plus 1. 2 into 5 by n plus 1, that means 1 plus 5 by n plus 1. 2 into 5 by n plus 1. N minus 1 into 5 by n plus 1. Like that series will come. Those series you have to separate afterwards. Okay. Let us proceed. Then you write finally. Then this one. That is equal to. No, don't write that is equal to. You write integral 0 to 5 x plus 1 dx is equal to. This you write. Then answer you write that one. B minus k. 5 minus 0, 5, that's all. 5 limit n tends to infinity 1 by n. 1 by n you keep. Now afterwards we will accordingly we are going to change whether h or n. Okay, that we will see h and n both we are having. H is equal to 5 by n, n is equal to 5 by h, that's all. That we will see accordingly what is required and all. Into f of a is 1, write down 1, plus f of a plus h, 5 by n plus 1, plus f of a plus 2h. See, 2 into 5 by n plus 1 plus dash plus n minus 1 into 5 by n plus 1. Okay, this is the series. Okay. Now let us proceed further. 5 into limit n tends to infinity 1 by n into, if you observe carefully here, see 1 is there in every term. Is the f of a also 1, f of a plus h also 1 is there, f of a plus 2h also 1 is there, f of a plus n minus 1 into h also 1 is there. That means, see, n times 1 is there, 1 into n, that means n, that's all. Okay, 1, that means 1 I have taken, n I have taken, 1 plus 1 plus 1. How many times? N times, 1 into n. If 10 times 1 is there, 1 into 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 10 times is there, 10 into 1. That means 10 will come. Here 1 into n means n only will come. That is the logic. We cannot do anything. Okay? Plus. Okay? That means 1 I have replaced. 1, this with n. Okay. Now you see, 5 by n is also there. 5 by n, 2 into 5 by n, 3 into 5 by n. Then what I am doing? See, I am doing 5 by n I am taking common. Observe carefully. 5 by n I have taken common. 5 by n if you take common, 1 5 by n if you take outside 1 plus 1 5 by n gone, that means 2 plus another 5 by n gone, 3 plus like that it will go up to n minus 1. Why? Because see, 1 already taken away, 5 by n also taken away, only n minus 1 will be there. See, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus up to n minus 1 we know very well. Just in the last question only we have done. Let us do it again. Okay? That is equal to 5 into limit n tends to infinity 1 by n into n plus 5 by n into n minus 1 by 2. Write down. N into n minus 1 by 2. Why? Because here n minus 1 is there. Okay? Logic is here, both n are going to get cancelled. This is multiplication. N going to get cancelled. Okay? Now what I am doing, you see, I am sending this 1 by n inside. 1 by n inside. See, that is equal to 5 into limit n tends to infinity. This 1 by n will not be there. Inside if it goes n divided by n, 1. Write down 1 plus. See, 5 by 2 you take out. 5 by 2, n minus 1 by n. Is it okay? See, outside 1 by n is not there, inside it has gone. Okay? Now what you have to do, you pass and note down. Why? Because I am going to remove 2-3 lines top. Okay? This is a big question. Okay, see, now what is happening this, you see, once again I am writing 5 limit n tends to infinity, okay, 1 plus 5 by 2 into, you see, n minus 1 by n means n by n minus 1 by n. N by n means 1 minus 1 by n. N by n means 1 by n. Now you apply limit. Why? Because only one area is there. N tends to infinity means automatically 1 by tends to 0. 1 minus 0 will come, right? That is equal to 5 into, now this limit will not be there. I am applying limit. 1 plus 5 by 2 into 1 minus 0. Why? Because 1 by infinity 0. Okay, what is going to happen here? That is equal to 5 into 1 plus 5 by 2 into 1, 5 by 2, that's all. That is equal to 5 into 2 plus 5, 7 by 2. That is equal to 35 by 2. This is the answer. 35 by 2 is the answer. Okay. In the last question only a, b they have given. That is why b square minus a square by 2 has come. In this question 0 to 5 they have given. That is why numerals will come. This is going to be called as definite integral. That's all. Why? Because you have got some value. That is why this is a definite integral. Plus c will not come. You must have observed. Okay. We do one thing. We stop this class here. Remaining 4 questions are there. We will try to complete in the next class so that we can finish this 7.8 exercise. Okay. Thank you very much.